This could be a presentation on building SolidWorks locator. Usually you have a hole that's accurately located, you bolt it down, and then you have some kind of bull nose or something on the end, and then you just have another bolt here, just keeping it so it's horizontal, but you build the slot so there's plenty of room to go back and forth so that you can get your part located. But before we do anything, you're going to want to know how to manipulate this geometry. So this first demo is just going to be to show you how to manipulate the geometry. The two most important things for a new user probably would be the view orientation isometric view. That's this one here. So this one here is the most common one used. They have a couple other ones. I'm just going to work with isometric view, and then this icon right here, it's zoom to fit, and it'll fit it in the screen if it's not already there. So let's say you were trying to rotate or move this part around or something, and you got it. Let's see, why can't I activate my pin? So you got it way off the part, right? You can't even find it. What I recommend is I just go right to the isometric view. And what's nice on the SolidWorks, it does two things I like to do all the time on the CATIA is isometric view, fit all in. This one's automatic. So again, if I have this off the screen, I can't find it. You can hit fit all in or zoom all in, or I guess on SolidWorks zoom to fit. Okay, so you got zoom to fit, or you have your isometric view if you get it all cockeyed and you can't get it back. Okay, so isometric view here, and then another few things you just for visual purposes try out each one of these boxes and see what they do. This one shades without showing the edges, and the next one down just shows the edges of the part, and then the next one down shows you the hidden lines that you can't see as dotted lines. You notice that the line weight is a thinner line weight than the outside part here. The part that we can see is called the periphery, the actual part itself, and then the lines we can't see are your hidden lines. And as I rotate it, the hidden lines will change. Okay, but first things first, let's just check out the next one here where you just see all wireframe. So if I go here to hidden line visible, I can do a couple of things. I can scroll in and out, and it may seem weird at first because I'm way over here and I'm using my scroll button. I'm going up and down, and what's happening is it's zooming in and out. So I come over here and I go up and down, and it's like going away from me. The further I get away from it, the further it goes away from me. So when you zoom, you want to be on the part using the scroll button and try and keep your cursor on the part as you use your wheel to scroll up and down. So that scroll button is how you zoom in and out. Okay. Now there's this feature here, zoom area. If you click on this, I can click a box around that area and it gets really close. Again, you can go right back here to this fit all in, and it fits it all in. And then I could go zoom area, create a box, zoom area, and create a box with my left button. You click and let go, click and drag, and then you let go, and it zooms up on that area. Again, I could get even closer with this zoom active. You see how it's active right now? If I click and hold the left button and drag it, it'll zoom close. Again, it's still active. I can click and drag and it gets close. I can just keep getting closer and closer, and then pretty soon I'm so close I don't know where I'm at, so you can just hit this button here and that will resize everything in the screen. Okay, so again, you want to be on the part when you're zooming in and out. If I'm off the part and I zoom in and out, it's going to go way off in no man's land. I'll come over here and I'll zoom in and out. All of a sudden I've lost my part, and what can we do to get it back? Hopefully you remember me talking about this one already. That's that isometric view. The default just automatically reclocks everything back if you can't figure out how to get it back to the orientation you want to start all over. Okay, so the wheel allows me to zoom in and out. Okay, so I'm going to be way off the part. Instead of doing this fit all in, you could use your control button. Hold the control button. We got to turn this off. So click on this to turn it off. And then, again, that has to have the gray box off. So I'm going to hold the control button down and click. Hold the control button down. Sorry. Hold the control button down and use the scroll button. So the same button to zoom in and out is the same button to move side to side, up and down. That's called the pan feature. And I'm going side to side and up and down. Side to side, whoops, and up and down. Okay, so again, hold the control button first. Then you can tap and hold the middle button. And once the up and down arrow, the blue cursor shows up, you can release the control button from the keyboard and that pan button will stay active. On CATIA, there's a pan button up here, and imagine on SolidWorks you could add that pan button, but the shortcut is using your scroll button on the mouse and the control button. Remember, you would have to hold control first, hold number 2 button and actually move it a little bit, then you can release the control button and it'll allow you to go up and down, side to side. Okay, again, I really like that fit all command in. Even more so, I like the isometric view because it seems to do both. The next one I want to show you is how to rotate. So I simply click and hold the middle button down and move my cursor, and you can see it adjusts the hidden lines as I'm rotating this. Okay, so this allows you to rotate around side to side. Imagine you're grabbing a spherical ball that's inside a sphere. If I grab up here with my middle button and hold it and I move it down, it rotates as if I'm grabbing this from the top and rotating it down. If I come over here, click and hold, and I rotate it, and I go down to the bottom left corner, you can see how it's rotating this part around depending on where I move my cursor. So the first thing is to click a button, hold it with the number 2 button, and then start to move your hand with it still depressed. Leave the button depressed, and it'll allow you to rotate. Okay, so 3 main things you want to know how to do is zoom in and out. Remember to keep your cursor on the part when you zoom in and out. Control button, middle button, and move it, and then let go of the control button on the keyboard. Allows you to pan. And then if you let go of the button and hold the red button down or the middle button down, just leave it down, it'll allow you to rotate. Don't forget, my favorite one here is this one here. Let's get this all cockeyed again. So view orientation is the one you want to go to, and then isometric view, and it resets everything. I personally like to shade in this view here. Okay, so now looking at this, rotating it this way with my middle button, or scrolling in and out to get closer to the part and further away, and then control button, middle button, and then move the part to pan. You can release the control button. Once you release the middle button, though, it stops the panning. Okay, so that's your manipulation of a part. Now we'll go ahead and try and build this part.